Hey, Steve here, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. And if you are new here, I ask that you please go ahead and subscribe down below and click that bell icon so you can be notified of the future videos that we put out. Today, we're going to be discussing some of the pitfalls to using the cash advance on your credit card and why it's not a good decision to do that. And we'll give you some other alternatives to getting money in a pinch. So with that, let's get started. Well, the first thing I want to cover is what is a cash advance off of your credit card. There's two different ways. You're basically borrowing money from your credit card company. And there's two different ways you can borrow that money. You can either walk up to an ATM machine, put in your credit card, type in your PIN number, and withdraw a certain amount of money because there is a cap, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. And the other way to take out money is to physically, if you have, say, Chase Bank, you've got a Chase credit card, you can physically walk into the bank and they can hand you a check, or you can call your credit card company and they can put a check in the mail to you. But keep in mind, you are borrowing this money from your credit card. And the downside with that is they do have upfront fees. And these upfront fees can range to 5% of what you're taking out, or they could have a flat fee of so many dollars fee for however much money you decide to take out off of your credit card. Not to mention, if you walk up to the ATM and you put your card in and your credit card is not with that bank, you now have an out-of-network ATM fee that you're going to have to pay, which ranges between $2 and $4 depending on the ATM that you're going to. So keep this in mind when you're wanting to borrow money from your credit card. So pitfall number 2 with using cash advance on your credit card, you're going to be subject to a different interest rate. So as an example, let's just say you go to the store and you buy $2,000 worth of whatever, you're going to have an interest rate between, say, 16 and 22%, depending on what your interest rate is on your credit card. Now, if you go to an ATM or you request a check as a cash advance for $2,000, your interest rate is going to be much higher, as shown in this box here that I'm putting up on the screen. This one, as an example, is 24.9% interest on a cash advance, which is just astronomically absurd. So keep that in mind when you're wanting to borrow money from your credit card, because you don't want to have an even higher interest rate when you could have just went out and took out, say, a personal loan or borrowed money from a friend, which we'll get into those things later in the video. All right, so pitfall number 3 with taking cash out of your credit card is your limit is going to be a lot smaller. And most people don't know this about their credit cards. So let's just say, as an example, you have a credit card limit of $10,000. You're not able to take out $10,000 in a cash advance. A lot of credit cards will limit that to 30% of what your credit limit is. So in the case of $10,000, you're only allowed to take out $3,000 in advance off of your credit card. And keep that in mind, because if you're in a big pinch or a big bind where you need a lot of money and you think that you have $10,000 to your disposal, you don't. I hate to burst your bubble, but you only got about $3 grand. And it's going to cost you probably more money to take out that $3 grand than what it's worth once you pay off the higher interest and the fees and everything associated with it. So just keep that in mind the next time you need money. So pitfall number 4 is the fact that you don't get any rewards when you take out a cash advance on your credit card. If you get airline miles or you get cash back for purchases on gas, food, dining out, that's for purchases only. They do not give you any kind of rewards for taking $2,000 out of your credit card, or $3,000, whatever that amount is. You don't get rewards for that because technically you're not purchasing anything. The other pitfall is number 5, would be there's no grace period. So as soon as that cash advance hits your credit card statement, you start paying interest right then and there. You don't have 30 days. You don't have that window to pay down that interest, and it accumulates up quickly. Pitfall number 6 is there's no safety net. So if you were to purchase something online and let's just say, God forbid, credit card gets stolen, or somebody makes an online purchase with your credit card, they will count that as fraud essentially, and they have the ability to give you back your money. If you take out cash and you lose it, or someone robs you for that money, I'm sorry, but you're SOL. There is no safety net for cash advances on your credit card. And finally, pitfall number 7 is if you heavily use your credit card cash advanced and your bank sees that, there's a good chance they're going to raise your interest rates because they know that they can make more money off of you in the long run. And also, it can have a negative effect actually on your credit score as well. So keep that in mind when you're wanting to use the cash advance feature on your credit card. Well, that is it for today's video. I hope I was able to educate you on the pitfalls of using a cash advance on your credit card. And I just hope that you never have to use that or ever be in that financial situation. But if you found this video helpful, please share it with your family and friends. Give it a thumbs up down below to help this channel grow so we can help others in this world transform their life in a positive way. God bless and have a great day. Icon so you can be notified of the future videos that I put out. Bell icon so you can be notified of future videos that I put out. Where today we're going to be discussing the pitfalls of the people that are using, oh my gosh, I can't pull my head out of my own butt. And these fees can range to, you know, several $100s upwards of whatever. I don't know. We'll do the math later. It can be 5% of what you're trying to take out off of your credit card, or you're oh my, whatever. I'll get it right eventually. All right, so a second pitfall for borrowing money off your credit card is when you borrow money through a cash advanced, you're now using a different part of your credit card. There's only one part to a damn credit card. Forward. Oh my gosh. What am I going to talk about?